Welcome back to another episode of Dialogue Tree. This is episode 52. My name is Daniel Padilla, and as always, I am joined by my wonderful friend Matthew. It's Nerf for Nothing Peterson.
Good evening.
How's Wednesday going for you, dog? It's Wednesday today. Wednesday,
Yeah.
October 28th, to be precise.
Yeah, way to date the episode.
Yeah.
No, I'm having a good Gator Wednesday, you could say. Owen sent one Gator picture, and I did enjoy seeing it. It was pretty cute.
I don't remember what it was. I know I saw it when I woke up.
It's like a gator under a couch, and he's like peeking out, but he looks kind of mischievous because they're always smiling.
All right, can I just say I don't know how to pronounce that word? Not to like correct you or anything. I feel like I've been corrected before for saying mischievous because that's how I thought it was pronounced, and I think I've been corrected to say mischievous instead.
Some people say mischievous, and I don't know if it's one is British or what.
Oh, gotcha. But it's not okay. So it's one of those words that we've talked about on the show.
Yeah, I think it's regional.
Right, or you can just say either or. Okay, cool.
Well, this is episode 52, assuming everything went right.
Yeah.
So it's been over a year. Because we've had some 2-part episodes and some technical difficulties and whatever. But it's been mostly about a year.
Yeah, our first episode, if I'm not mistaken, aired on November 8th, I believe, November 8th, 2019.
I'm just going to take your word for it.
Yeah, and we recorded it on November 1st, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know where I'm pulling this information from because I have not fact-checked it in a while, but that sounds about right.
Okay.
I remember recording it when maybe I'm wrong. November, because we've always released episodes on Wednesdays, and November 8th was not a Wednesday, it was a Friday. And
I mean, maybe we didn't do the first one on a Wednesday. I can't remember.
Oh, I guess it can check, right?
Let's see.
But anyway, yeah, I don't know. I believe 52 weeks is just about a year, right? Like if you search on Google,
a year. If you don't account for a leap year.
Yeah, right. Like if you search on Google how many weeks a year has, it says 52, and you got to believe Google, right?
Yeah, the first episode came out on the 8th.
Oh, so we did release it on a Friday. Okay, interesting.
I don't think we decided anything about it yet.
Right, all right.
We just kind of did it.
Yeah, we were just children who didn't really know what the fuck was going on in the podcasting world, right?
That's a weird word to use, but yeah.
God damn it, man. Just trying to get poetic and sentimental here. You're cutting my inspiration off.
It's a weird connotation.
Yeah, no, you're right. Shit, dude, a whole year, man.
Yeah, wasn't that weird?
Yeah, like I don't know. I remember bringing this shit up to you. I don't even remember why I thought doing this would be a good idea. I was just like, all right, I'll tell Matthew to do it.
I just was like, yeah, it sounds cool.
Right. You were like into it right from the start. Like you never even like hesitated. You know what I mean? You were like, all right, yeah, how can we do this? And then you actually looked it up.
It's not that hard to do these days. There's a lot of resources.
Right. Oh, and can I also just say, all right, not to like shit on anyone, right? Because like we're all stuck at home. Pretty much, we've all been stuck at home for like pretty much the entire year. We all need something productive and something creative to do. So I get it, but like I just want to say that like our podcast started before quarantine started. And the reason why I say that is because there's been a shitload of people starting their own podcast since quarantine started. And which is just not a big deal at all, right? Like if you enjoy doing this shit and everything, like it's super cool that you're doing it. Just yeah.
I
want to point out.
It's a good point. It was convenient timing for us, I guess.
Yeah, damn, dude. I don't know. What lessons has Dialogue Tree left you?
Besides like how Audacity works, because Audacity is a pretty cool program, but there's like no feedback or anything when you start using it.
I still have no idea how to use it. No idea.
Yeah, because there's no like, I don't know. I feel like when you open something like Photoshop, and obviously Photoshop is like a $200 program, but when you open it, you get a lot of feedback on like when you mouse over stuff, what it is, and like how to select things. I don't know.
Right. It's
very much you just gotta like look it up and figure it out on your own.
Has Audacity always been freeware? Do you know about this at all?
Probably. I don't know.
Right. Just if you knew this information for whatever.
No, it's old though. I know it's old.
Right. It looks.
I think it was around when I was in high school.
Damn.
But I didn't use it. I think or maybe I had it for like a school project or something. I don't know.
Right.
I think I used it once.
All right. So technical lessons that you learned from having done the show for over a year. What about moral lessons, dude.
Moral lessons. I don't know if we've learned any moral lessons.
I feel like our most morally, morally intensive episodes were the ones where friend of the show Nick Kirshner joined us,
Yeah,
right? Like there's no question.
yeah. Well, Nick is a pretty morally flexible guy,
Right,
to put it one way.
right.
But yeah, I think it is a reminder, I guess, to like check in with people that you wouldn't necessarily think to message them. Like a lot of the time, we've just like reached out for someone and asked them to come on, and they're like, "Yeah, I was really looking forward to talking to you guys, anyways, because like I haven't talked to you in so long." And it's
Right,
like people don't really think of doing anything out of their routine a lot of the time, and
right,
that's just like behavior. That's not like a problem with you.
right,
That's just like
right.
how your brain works. But it's good to, well, now I'm saying this, you take this into mind and think to reach out to people you might not have seen in a while, because they probably also want to talk to you. They're just not thinking about it. You know what I mean?
Or maybe they do think about it. But they're also because there's a lot of like social pressure, right? You don't know, like, shit, is he gonna be busy? Are they gonna think that I'm bothering them or whatever?
That's true. I guess I'm less anxious about that.
Yeah, I mean, I know I am too, but I know it's definitely a thing with other people. Like
Right.
I know there's people who do go through that process when thinking about messaging people and reaching out to people.
Yeah, I guess. But at the end of the day, they probably just don't think about you too often, and they're not going to be like, "Oh, I hate that guy," probably, unless you really piss them off and like we're not
Yeah,
aware of it. You know what I
right.
mean?
No, I totally agree with that. Yeah, and that's the cool thing about this show, right? Like I don't know how explicit I've been about this on any episode before, but like I remember thinking, or one of the reasons why I like even like thought about bringing this up with you was like, yeah, like this is gonna be, I guess, excused, or a reason to like sit on the phone with you and other people
And
for
people
like
like,
a
yeah, we can't physically see often.
yeah, exactly, for like an hour a week at least,
Yeah,
right? If not longer, and not only like hanging out, but also just like creating something, right? Creating something, putting it out there, that hopefully people enjoy. Like
yeah, and other people we know listen to it.
exactly. It is my understanding that like at least a handful of people consistently listen to us
Yeah,
and enjoy it, which is always gratifying to know. You know what I mean? But it's also cool to like have records, especially during this year. This year has been so like fucking weird for everyone. Like like pandemic, right? That's one thing, but like also like
yeah,
pandemics hit us different wherever we've been, right? Like pandemic rules and whatever have been different here. They were different for like say Cam back in Spain and like for you in
yeah,
Connecticut and whatever. So we've all dealt with it differently this year, right? Not necessarily just pandemic, just like the year itself. So it's cool to have like a record, like a sort of tangible record that we always can like come back to and like sort of get a sense of where we were in our lives or in our minds
yeah.
during this entire time.
It's very easy to not talk to anyone when you're at home all day.
Yeah,
Anyone
right,
else, really? Yeah,
right,
except like
right.
unless you're like working online, but that's not really going to make you feel better.
Yeah, exactly. You're just doing what you have. Right, right, right. I know that's a thing for me. I'm not someone who like often just like hangs out with my parents for whatever reasons, right? Like they're here all the time, but like I don't
Mhm.
often like reach out to them just to like hang and chat. You know what I mean? Like I do, but not maybe just not as often as like I should, just because
Right.
I know, or maybe it's just not even that I don't hang out with them enough. Maybe I know that I do talk a lot with people. So like maybe I know that I should be doing a little bit more talking even then, like beyond however much talking to do with my parents. So like
Mhm.
this has definitely been very, very good. It's legitimately some. Not that I didn't look forward to it before pandemic, but like since pandemic, it's definitely something that I look forward to, like even more so.
Right. It's also probably weird for people who listened, maybe not necessarily to the exact first episode, but when we started, they listened to it, and now they're hearing it now. That's probably also
Yeah.
weird for you guys,
Right. Damn.
to reflect on a year, because it's not really like one of those landmark times in the year where you think about it. It's not like
Right.
Christmas or New
It's
Year's or
just like
whatever.
the middle of fucking November or whatever,
Yeah,
right? Like
but
who gives a shit?
it's kind of weird to think about every day. There was a year ago where you were living that day,
Yeah.
and
Right.
it's so different.
Where the fuck were you when we recorded the first episode?
Let's see. I definitely was in the state, right? Yeah, I was definitely in
Connecticut.
Connecticut.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I definitely left, and then I was going to lived somewhere else, but then so then I moved back here when the pandemic hit. So I was just a little farther away, pretty much, like
Gotcha.
physically.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it wasn't that big a change, but it is. I don't know. It is weird.
Were you okay? Gotcha. Yeah.
And you were still living at your house, right, before even COVID, I think.
Yeah, I was. However, when we recorded the first episode, like literally, I was down in Choluteca.
Oh yeah, you were traveling a lot actually
Yeah,
beforehand.
right. Before pandemic, like I used to go like little towns, like at least once a month or something. Once every couple of
Yeah.
months, I would go to do work at like the neighboring towns. So yeah, I remember the first episode. I was in Choluteca, and then like with my colleagues, we gone to this bar, and like I came back, and like we decided that we were gonna record regardless, right? And
Yeah.
and so like I was a little tipsy, and I recorded on this shitty fucking hotel room. I didn't even have internet. I think I used data to like record that because I only had my phone. Like my computer was not gonna work without any internet, right? So I just used my phone. I remember that. I remember sitting at like, okay, so it's a hotel, right? And it's fine. It's nice. Like it's not a dingy hotel or anything, but like it's definitely like not like a fancy nice ass fucking. So the room was basically just a rectangle with two beds, like two mattresses, and
Mhm.
like a table and a desk chair. That's kind of what it was.
Yeah. And like it's just like the basics. Did you have a
Yeah.
TV even?
I had a TV.
Okay.
It was like a tiny 20 something inch screen. Just like fucking hung on the wall with one of those bracket things. And I was sitting at the table because that's where I got like the best reception to record. All the way like at the far side of the room,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Where I just happened to
Damn.
get best reception. Yeah.
They didn't have I feel like most hotels have internet, but maybe you have to pay for it. I haven't been in a hotel in a long time.
No, I mean this one did have free Wi-Fi. It was just shitty.
Oh,
Like
okay.
it was like unreliable, like the kind of Wi-Fi that like you're on for like a couple of minutes and then just fucking crashes. And you have
Right.
to like log back in and whatever. And I didn't want to be dealing with that shit, especially not when we were like recording.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I get that.
So yeah, like if you out there listening to this shit, if you have like any values or growth that has happened over the last year that you want to share with us, like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll make sure to bring it up next episode or something.
Yeah. I think Owen will say something as always,
Yeah,
at least.
right. Of course. No, and the other thing about when we started this shit is I was just about, like I left Worcester on the 29th of October. So like it had been just about a year since I'd come back,
Right.
you know. So I remember being like emotional about that shit. You know what I mean? But definitely, just definitely having this show to like talk to you and like everyone else that we've had as a guest, which is basically all friends that I made in Worcester. Like it's been a good way to like deal with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't really go see anyone right now anyways.
Right.
So maybe I'll see Alex Han when he goes to New York, but you never know what's going to be going on whenever he
Yeah.
goes.
Right.
So maybe not. That'll be like the first time I leave to
Damn.
actually
Yeah.
go somewhere in a little while. I can't even think of the last time I left the state.
When is that supposed to happen? Do you like have an estimation?
In 2 months. I
Okay.
honestly
Okay.
forget what he said because I was
So, like,
just like, "Tell me when you get closer to it,"
right.
because
Right.
I don't even know what the restrictions are going to be like.
Right. But
But
yeah.
it seems like it's getting worse again.
And like with fucking Thanksgiving coming around too,
Yeah,
with,
yeah.
people
So
traveling.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. Anything else that you want to like touch upon regarding this being like I guess the anniversary episode?
I don't know. It's just it's weird to have that much time pass because you just do it every week, so
Yeah.
it doesn't feel like a super long amount of time has passed. And I'm at the same desk, you're like recording, like
Yeah.
in the same
Right.
situation, you know.
Right. Right. It is
But
weird.
yeah,
Sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say it's different not only because of COVID, but also I feel like I'm different at least somewhat now because it's been a
Right.
year. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Of course, something's bound to like modify the way that you like think about certain things and
Yeah,
whatever. And like the circumstances around you also like change. Like, you may be sitting at like the same house, but like I don't know, like a year ago, that big hurricane storm thing hadn't happened. So like there were probably like a bunch of trees that are no longer there anymore, and just
There's a
like
bunch of trees that are still there but need to be removed because they're gonna
right.
kill someone if they don't get on it.
Shit, right. A bunch of trees that haven't even been cleaned up yet.
Yeah,
Shit.
dude, my neighbors have one on their property still. It's gonna
God damn.
demolish their house.
Right. God damn shit. Yeah, that's fucked up. But yeah, right. Like even if you like personality wise or mentality wise or whatever haven't even changed a lot or didn't like intentionally change a lot or even, you know what I mean? Like there's always something happening around you. Maybe not in like your own household. There's always something. There's always shit happening around you that's bound to like fucking modify the way you perceive things or think about things. Like
Yeah, and I don't know. It's important to recognize that it's been a year and think about
right,
what's different,
right.
just for yourself.
In the words of my Lord and Savior Dan Avidan, I forget what he said. He said something along the lines of a year goes by quick, but a year is a damn long time. Some shit like
Right,
that. You
right.
know what I mean? Like you don't even feel a year, but like like as you're living it and experiencing it and whatever, it doesn't feel like a whole lot, especially not as you keep growing older. At least that's in my experience. But like once you like
Yeah.
take a step back to like think about everything that's happened in the year, you're like shit, man. That was a while ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think I was really thinking about, like, my life that much, like, at that point. I was just kinda, like, doing stuff,
Right,
and just kind of going through the day doing, whatever I thought of.
right, right,
But I think now I'm trying to be more conscious of what habits I have and just, what decisions I make, I guess, with my time.
right. Yep.
Makes a big difference in not, like, just blurring everything together
Yeah, just being aware, right? Aware
and,
of
like,
what's going on.
remembering, like, what day it is, like, what day you did what and whatever.
Right, 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 right. I believe that for sure.
Yeah.
I guess one sort of last, maybe not. It doesn't have to be the last, but like the one last thing that I'm thinking of right now,
Mhm.
kind of like around this topic. Where did you have like any expectations as to where you thought you would be by this point back then, or like you know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I would have expected to I don't know, I was thinking of moving, like, to a larger city,
Right,
like Boston or New York or something, but, it's just kind of like you can't do that right now.
right, right,
Um, so I think anyone you asked about something like that would completely have their answer changed because of COVID.
right.
Like, it's an extraordinary circumstance, but I certainly wouldn't expect to be learning a new language
Oh, interesting shit, dude.
because it just kind of happened.
Yeah, and I guess, well, whatever, right? You can dedicate as much time as you want to like anything, but like at any point, right? Regardless of whether there's a pandemic or not, but like it's just harder to like think about committing to something like learning a language when you know that you like are bound to like eventually just like leave your house more often, go to like the movies or whatever, see people more often than we have been and whatever. You know what I mean? Whereas like if you know that you're just gonna be at home, like for the most part, you can like think about things to commit to like that, right? Like learning a language,
Yeah, I guess so.
right?
I just mean, like, it seems like the future of everything is, like, so uncertain right now that,
Right.
like, it's hard to plan anything, honestly.
No, that's super fair. Yeah. I guess on my end, man, back then it was different, right? Because I don't know that I'd even like finished applying to schools back in like the beginning of November last year. I know that it was the plan. I know that I'd started the processes, but I don't think that I'd actually submitted the applications by the time,
Mhm.
when we recorded the first episode. But I knew that was like the idea, right? The idea was to get accepted into some program, which thankfully I did, and I expected to be like back in the States, back
Right,
in
yeah,
school.
like I said, it's not the way you thought it would be. There's no
Yeah,
way to
right,
predict
exactly.
it.
Exactly. Yeah, there's right, literally right, 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 right. Like I planned something and like just, things they cannot literally be controlled, just kind of got in the
Yeah.
way. Yeah, it's interesting, right? Because I was, when we were recording, I was literally on a trip for like in a work trip, like I figured, or I like genuinely believe deep inside of me that like a year from that day, I wouldn't be working the same job anymore. Yet here I am, which is definitely a
Right.
blessing. It's definitely a blessing to have the job that I have during this time. So I'm very, very grateful for that for sure.
I don't know, it's just such a weird time in everyone's lives.
Right.
I don't think there'll be something quite like it for a
In our
while
lifetime.
unless, yeah, unless there's some sort of, like, climate disaster. I don't know.
Yeah, man. I don't know. Do you have any like final thoughts or commentary regarding this topic, or should we like move on to like something significantly less relevant, or
I will say we thought about having like a store for mugs or whatever, and we
Well,
went over
yeah.
this idea, but it just I don't know. It was like right before COVID happened, and then I felt weird about doing it during COVID, and it just kind of got sidelined. But I'm open to the idea not of like monetizing it or not having ads, but I would like to just open the online store so I could at least buy like a hoodie or whatever because I would like one, and then if
Hell
anyone
yeah.
else wants one, they could use the store as well. But I haven't really looked into it. It just kind of went away because of the virus, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. No, I would love to too. Again, yeah, exactly. Not necessarily to like monetize it, just because it's something that we do and something that we identify with. And like I don't know, like when I was at college, I had hoodies for like shit that I did, like the clubs and whatever, and just like kind of like
Yeah,
the same thing, right?
yeah, it's cool.
Right. Yeah. So maybe when some of the shit like I don't know, when things kind of
Yeah,
it's hard to say. I don't want to say normalize because I don't know that it's quite gonna be. I don't know that's like applicable at all. But like I guess when things are safer, and like
yeah. When things try hopefully settle down, we'll look into it a little more seriously. That was just an idea that we never really got to talk about.
right, for sure.
But I think like shipping channels and everything are really fucked up right now.
Yeah, exactly, and production is like
Yeah.
delayed and shit like that, right? Yeah. All right. I guess moving on again, as I said, to shit that's like a lot less relevant. I guess, and not necessarily just like in the sense of like we're not discussing like life and like shit like deep life
Right.
and changes and whatever. We had the big Nintendo, not big, but like I guess the last Nintendo Direct kind of shadow drop today. I don't know if you caught any of it at all.
No, I didn't.
So No More Heroes 3. I don't know if if it had already officially been delayed till 2021. But it was confirmed today again.
Very cool.
Yeah, so it's coming in 2021. But No More Heroes 1 and 2 did stealth drop for the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
Do you ever play them, dude?
No, I haven't. I saw that it came out today. Someone
Right.
tweeted it.
I went ahead and snagged the first one. I haven't had the chance to like sit down and play it yet, but I am very excited about it. It
Well,
just
that's one
looks
of those really weird games by like Suda51, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Like it just looks ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like it
Right.
looks like the kind of game that you really just can't have a bad time playing. You know what I mean?
I hope.
In terms of like style and like sense of humor and shit like that.
I have no idea. I just know his games are like super weird, but I don't think played one. I don't
Right.
think.
You never played like fucking Killer 7 or whatever?
No, I think Spencer wanted
No
to,
shit. Oh,
but I
interesting.
didn't. He
Yeah,
may
I
have done it
remember.
without me. I don't know.
Right. I remember being a child back in like the GameCube days and like going into video game stores and seeing it and like being like intrigued by it. Just like
Right.
I don't know, like the art on the box art, and like the graphics, and whatever. But I still to this day have no idea what it's about. But yeah, I am very excited about fucking No More Heroes, just because there's a lot of hype around the third one. I watch a lot of like video game YouTube, and a lot of people that I follow, if not all the people that I follow, seem like to be very very hyped up about the third one. So like I don't know, I'm excited to experience the very first games.
Yeah, well, let us know if it's ass or not.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, this is one of those things that I'll probably be bringing back up
Yeah.
next week. I know they announced that shit, Bravely Default, which I'm sort of curious
I
about.
have no idea what it is.
It's an RPG. It's like the sequel to this RPG that came out on 3DS. I like the art style, like not necessarily like the character design, but like the fucking like the maps. They look super cool. They look like kind of like hand drawn. And then you're just like walking around
Hmm.
them. I think it looks very cool. And also, there's like cloud gaming on the Switch now. Apparently,
Oh,
they,
I didn't know
they
that. Like
yeah, they.
what is it? Stadia? Stadia.
I guess I don't really know what the deal is. Apparently, it was already a thing elsewhere, not in like the West. I
Oh,
think
okay.
yeah. If I'm not mistaken, from what I've gathered, people commenting on it, it was a thing elsewhere, just not here in the West. But they did announce Hitman, whatever, and that
Oh,
Control game that you.
not the new Hitman, but the recent Hitman.
I guess I'm not even sure because there's so many that I can't. But I would
Yeah.
imagine it's the most recent one,
I'd
right?
imagine the Switch could run the old ones.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's fair. They did also announce Control, which is a game that you played, right?
I
The
love
PlayStation 4.
Control, dude. It's real fun.
Right. Yeah, they announced that and Resident Evil 3. Oh, actually, no. Resident Evil 3 was not announced, but like someone data mined it or whatever the fuck.
The Switch can't run Resident Evil 3, or is it the remake?
The
Okay,
remake,
yeah,
yeah, the remake. Which is yeah, like I don't, I. It's weird because they didn't really like illustrate how it's gonna work or anything, you know. And I looked it up on my Switch on the store, and like if you look up Control on the Switch store, it just says like it's like free to download. And I just don't.
right.
I didn't yet. I guess I should to like find out what the fuck it's about, but like
Yeah, if
I
you can
don't.
get your hands on it, I'd recommend trying it out.
Yeah, yeah, it looks good and it has crazy reviews all over the place, right? Like
Yeah.
Game of the Year awards everywhere and whatever.
I don't really like the idea of streaming games because I feel like, I mean, obviously your internet could just go out, or like the service
Right,
could have a hiccup, and then you like can't play any of your games because they're all on the
right.
server. But
Yep.
I think the model, like Xbox or whatever, where you like pay like $3 a month, and then you get like, it's like Netflix or
Right,
whatever, where they have rotating catalog.
right.
I think that's kind of an interesting idea because a lot of games are not something where you like would ever go back to it, even if you liked it. You know what I mean? You just
Yeah.
kind of play it, and then it sits on the shelf until you sell it or just keep it forever. You know what I mean?
Right, for sure. Like I know that I bought that stupid Pumpkin Jack game and it's only like 3.5 hours long.
Right.
You know? So that's like something that I could have played via like a streaming service like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and it kind of gives indie developers more options because people might not even heard of their game or be like, well, it's like a gamble if I buy this. But if it's just included,
Right.
then they're able to license it for like a lump sum.
So they might as well just try it even, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I believe that. I will say it is an odd pick for the Switch, you know, because like the Switch is
Yeah.
it's a lot about like portability and whatever, and like if you need to rely on like fucking Wi-Fi or like a stable internet connection to like stream these games, it's like you know you can't really do that. Yeah, I don't know. That's something that
I'd
I
say
guess
the
I
Switch
should.
definitely has the worst internet adapter
Oh,
of
right, that too,
I think the Switch has worse internet capabilities than like maybe the Xbox 360. Like it's pretty bad.
and like the fucking Wii. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, no, it is. Right. Not only you're right. That's also something worth noting, right? That like even like the Switch, its internet reception isn't even that reliable to begin with. You know.
You're always talking about how you can't connect to like the 5G. You have to connect to like the 2G Wi-Fi signal
Yeah.
or whatever.
Right. I don't know what the fuck that's about. It's fucking weird. And because everything else, because when we played Rocket League, uh, I'm usually in my room, and like everything else in my room is connected to the 5G router, whatever,
Right.
except my Switch, which is won't even recognize the 5G.
God damn.
Yeah, fucking weird.
Yeah, it's annoying. Speaking of hyped games that got delayed, Cyberpunk 2077, randomly after I mentioned it last week, has been
Yeah,
delayed yet again, like another month or whatever. I don't know, remember the date it's been delayed to.
I think it was exactly delayed 21 days.
Okay, so
Yeah,
close to a month.
right, just about.
Yeah, and it's not like I'm super passionate about this topic or whatever. Like, I didn't even know when it was coming out, so this literally doesn't affect me at all, you know?
Right,
Even if I
right.
do play it, like I'm content to not be playing it right now. But I've just seen like a lot of people like freaking out on the internet about it. You know what I mean?
About it being delayed?
Yeah, because this is
Yeah,
like I don't know how many delays there's been, but there's been a lot of delays, and they keep being like, this time for sure, and now they keep pushing it back. You know what I mean? And it's like a meme now.
Yeah, like you sent all those tweets and whatever. Like, wasn't there one
Yeah,
very particular one, like a dude tweeting at the developer saying like, "But for reals is this time?" And then
yeah.
the
He's like,
developer,
oh man, he's like, I'm putting in my request for paid time off. So can you confirm that this is the real date? Like no takesies, backsies. And they say, of course. And then 19 hours later, they announce it's being pushed back.
yeah, goddamn, that's some dedication though. Like I genuinely, dude, I did not know people took time off to like play. I mean, I guess it makes sense. It's just not something that I'd ever thought about doing. You know what I mean? Like, I've genuinely never thought about taking like a day off for like other things other than like maybe like a vacation or seeing people or you know what I mean? Like I
Yeah,
never.
I think it's an unhealthy mindset to have. I think it's an unhealthy culture to have around the game because it's just set up to be disappointed when you like hype it up and put this much stock in it and like tell everyone they have to get it. This is the last thing I can think that happened with was No Man's Sky, which
Oh, I remember the hype about that.
yeah,
Yeah,
everyone was like, I'm gonna They probably took time off from work for that game too, because it was like massive, right? It's like
Right.
it's supposed to be like amazing, and maybe they were deceptive with their marketing. Maybe they weren't, but the point is, if you hype something up this much, like you'll probably just be disappointed that you spent only a week playing this video game when you could
Yeah.
have just, I don't know, you could have just played it over the course of like a month, and you would
Right.
still enjoy it. I don't know. Putting
Right.
that much stock into something is not a good way to think about things.
Yeah, and that the No Man's Sky fucking example is actually really good because that game kind of tanked like right at the beginning, right? Like
Yeah.
I understand it's since been like, progressively patched up and like modified and whatever to actually make it like sort of fun. Like I understand it's like a
Mhm.
lot more people are playing it now and like actually
Yeah.
enjoying it. But I do remember like upon release it being like a big disappointment to like pretty much everyone, right?
Right.
So yeah, like you take time off to play this game that's like super hyped up just for what? So like a
And
game to
it like
not be like
sucks.
yeah, for a game to be like released even like incomplete, especially with a game like this, right? Like Cyberpunk, which has already been delayed like it's so
Yeah, it
many
keeps
times.
getting pushed back. You know it's going to be buggy on the first week, and they're going to have a hot fix anyways.
Yeah,
And
right.
that's just that. It seems like all games are bugged when they come out these days.
Yeah, which is another topic of conversation.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah. Just, I guess to finish that, last thing I can think of before that was like Skyrim. Everyone was super hyped.
right.
But I was like too young and not into Elder Scrolls, so I don't really know what to. I think it was a good reception.
Yeah,
But
I
people
think
were
I'm
like, yeah, people were like posting pictures like, oh, I have all my food like pre-cooked in the fridge and I don't have work this week and that and I'm just waiting for my copy of Skyrim to arrive or whatever. You know what I mean?
damn, yeah. I guess it's a community thing, right? Like if it's a yeah, I don't know. Just thinking about like fucking like Animal Crossing, right? Like there's so much social media revolving around the new Animal Crossing that like
Hmm.
I guess it's sort of similar, except I don't know anyone who like took time off to play Animal Crossing.
Well, yeah, everyone was not
So
at work anyways,
right,
unfortunately. So it's
right. Damn, you're right. Yeah, I suppose it is very odd, but not something that I would ever think about doing. Yeah, it's
yeah,
interesting. Like, people are dedicated to these like super hyped up games. Um, yeah, Cyberpunk got delayed, and apparently the director or someone who had like a like a directorial type position working on Halo Infinite like dropped out of the project.
you said that today, but I don't know
Yeah,
any context to why he
I
did
mean,
it.
yeah, I don't know either. I don't know a lot about it either. I just saw the headline, right?
Right.
Like a director guy, and I think we talked about Halo Infinite getting delayed for the first time because it was supposed to be like a fucking like a release title with the Xbox with the new Xbox and whatever. But then it got pushed back and because it was going to be released like the multiplayer and the multiplayer and the single player were going to be released like separately because it wasn't finished and whatever, so
Right.
it got delayed. And now not only is it getting delayed but then the dude is like resigning, so it's just I don't know, it's kind of odd.
Okay, the guy didn't say anything. He's still working at Microsoft. He just said he doesn't want to work on it anymore. He didn't say
Yeah,
anything.
right, it's weird, right? He didn't like resign from his job like
Yeah,
at Microsoft, he just left the project like
right.
in the middle of it, right?
So I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't think the Xbox is going to do nearly as well as the PlayStation. But maybe
Yeah.
neither will do well in this climate. I'm not sure.
Right. Because yeah, not a lot of people. Well, I mean, and I don't know, but like there is less disposable income in this
Right.
context than
Right.
there otherwise would be, right? Maybe like a year ago or whatever. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. I feel kind of console fatigued. Like,
I genuinely don't care about either one.
yeah,
Like I feel like I'll eventually have to like transition just because whatever. Like I want to play like the new FIFA with friends and whatever, over, like online and stuff like that, right? And like to do that, I'll have to like eventually do make the transition. But like right now, like there's just I really genuinely don't give a shit.
yeah,
Nintendo and the Switch, right? Like it's like a very like particular concept, which is very very attractive to me. Like being able to play all these games and even ports, whatever people call it, like a port machine. I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing. I think it's super cool to be able to play like all these ports like on the go and whatever. Like I think that's cool. So like, but like they just look like more. The PS5 literally just like looks like a marginally more powerful PS4.
yeah. If I had to pick one, I'd pick the PlayStation 5, but I don't really need
Yeah,
it at all.
right. You know what? Like Spider-Man, Miles Morales is gonna, you know, like a loading time for that game on the PS4 is gonna be 30 seconds, and on the PS5 is gonna be 5. Like, I don't care. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? I don't know. I think it's a cool concept that Xbox is releasing these Series S for like $300. That doesn't seem
Yeah,
like
that is kind of
absurd.
nice.
Um,
Yeah, but I mean, I also have a computer, and it'll be at least 2 years before I like can't run whatever I'd want to on my computer, pretty much. So
right.
it's kind of like it's kind of wasteful, you know?
Yeah. No. I totally get it. Yeah. I've again, right. I'm not. I don't even know when I'll even consider, you know, upgrading to like the newer consoles, the new generation of
Yeah,
consoles, right? Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, shit. That's like all the video game news that I remember from today specifically. Good day. Good day for
yeah.
video game news.
We got another storm coming in.
Oh shit, no way, dude.
It's not going to be as bad, but yeah, Hurricane Zeta.
Nice.
I don't know if you saw, we ran out of letters. We're in the Greek alphabet now.
Oh, nice. Interesting.
I don't know. Do you get the same storm names in Spanish
Yeah, we usually well, I mean,
or the
I guess
letters
that
at least?
yeah, we would, right? So like if there's a storm that like passed through like Florida or whatever and is coming our way, it would be the same storm, like the same name or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're on Zeta now, which
Shit,
I
interesting.
don't know where that stands in the Greek alphabet.
Right.
It's
No
definitely
idea.
not last. That's all I know.
If you know Greek, like, comment, and subscribe, and tell us. Let us
What
know.
letter it is?
Right. Oh
But
wait,
yeah,
hold
it's been
on.
what
No, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say. It's an awful year to live in Louisiana.
Shit. Yeah, I bet, man. So many storms, right? God damn.
Yeah, it's rough, I'm sure, and like we usually don't get like the backlash coming up through us through here, probably because there's just not nearly as many storms.
Right. Damn. Yeah. No, I hope people are able to like stay fucking safe, man. Like, not, COVID's already like wreaking havoc everywhere.
Yeah, and then everyone has to go into like, the football stadium
Shelters
or
and
whatever the shelter is. Yeah, and sit near each
right.
other.
Damn. Yeah. Hope everyone's able to remain safe and like this fucking storm doesn't hit, you know, awful hard or anything. What I
Yeah,
was gonna say is there's a fucking patch coming for Super Mario All Stars.
it's a patch, really.
Yeah, they're gonna patch something about the cameras. They're gonna give you the ability to like invert the camera or whatever the fuck.
In Mario 64.
One of them or all of them, I don't know. Something I didn't see a lot about it.
They
I
couldn't have
think
done this before it came out. Like, is it
that's
really
what
that?
yeah, that's what people are saying. Like that's a feature that should have already been included in the fucking cartridge. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, like it also took them probably a month now to do it.
right.
This is not a
Shit,
day
man.
one patch kind of thing.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, I don't have my copy with me yet, but I don't
Yet.
know. Yet. So I guess if you're out there listening to this and that's something you were looking forward to or like wanted in your game, then like yeah, I guess Nintendo heard.
Everything, all the news here is just politics, election stuff, news cycle for election week.
The
So,
elections is supposed to be on Monday, right? Like actual
I don't remember the exact date because I already
right.
voted, but it's like
Gotcha.
in a week. It's like a week from now.
Right.
Yeah. So
Damn.
it's probably going to be like right when the next one, which we'll have a special guest who will remain anonymous. The next episode will probably be concurrent to like the results because I bet it's going to take a long time with like everyone lining up at the polls.
Right.
To be socially distant for them to get all the votes in and like count them and make sure like
Right.
the people counting them are not getting infected or whatever. I don't know.
Right. Yeah, like keeping like biosecurity measures and whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
So it will probably take longer than usual.
To like get actual yeah, damn, I hadn't even thought of that. That's very
But yeah,
true.
hopefully it goes okay and everyone is safe. It's just kind of annoying seeing it on the news and all the vote stuff online, like telling people to vote. Like it's good to get the vote out, but they steal so much information about me, I'm sure, on like a daily basis. Like, couldn't you steal that personal information?
Right. God damn. Yeah, very true. Very
uh,
true.
I don't know. It's just kind of, it's tiring to see every day, like on TV or whatever.
No.
It's like the only
Yeah.
stories.
Right. Especially in this right and in this climate. Right. It's like again, it's good to like it's important to remain informed and whatever and to do your civic duty and whatnot. But like I believe that it is super tiring when that's all you hear about, right? It's kind of like the same thing here. You know, like when
Yeah,
there's
I
like
don't know
like
how immersed you guys are in the actual election.
I mean, not necessarily about the American election.
Okay,
Like
okay.
when there's like an election year here, god damn, dude, because like there's fucking posters everywhere, like on the
Mhm.
street. Like people will like hang posters of the candidates, billboards with photos of the candidates, fucking stupid ass, shitty ass jingles for the, because like a candidate will run for Congress here, and like their whole campaign would be a stupid fucking jingle. That's literally what their campaign is going to be. You know what I mean? Like
Right,
they'll take like some popular reggaeton song or whatever, and like instead of like the actual lyrics, they'll like throw in their name and whatever they are, shit
right.
like that, right? And so that not only that, right? Not only is it tiring to like fucking be involved in this like climate for so long and like not hearing much about it, not hearing much else than this, but like also, how these candidates and their campaigns seem to like diminish us too. You know what I mean? I was just looking at there's this ex football player who used to be really good, who used to play in the national team and everything. And he tweeted some bullshit like, all right, man. He tweeted he's running for the Partido Nacional, right, which is kind of like the equivalent to the Conservative Party here.
Mhm.
And he tweeted some bullshit, some like, in my years as a soccer player, I scored many goals. I scored bicycle kicks, I scored headers and whatever. But the best goal that I'm going to score, I need your help with, and I need you to help me score this goal by voting for ex presidential candidate and to get me
Right,
into Congress. And I'm like, dude, like, you know what I mean? Like, they're literally reducing the Honduran population to like people who like soccer, and if you like, connect anything to soccer, will just be sold. You know what I mean?
right.
So like, not only is it just tiring to like hear about candidates and their bullshit, it's also tiring to see how they try to like manipulate people. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All the
That
New York ads are getting like really nasty here.
really, how
Yeah,
so?
they're all like attack and counterattack ads now, and they all
Right.
have like they're interviewing people in New York, and the people are just swearing because they're from New York. So like, they'll just be like, "He's a fucking liar! You can't trust this guy. Mark Stabasco is gonna defund the police." Or what, I don't remember his name, but
Yeah. Right.
and
Right.
it's really weird because I saw the first ad for this guy, Max or whatever, and he's talking about how he's a veteran and he doesn't want the police funding to get cut, right?
Oh shit.
And
Right.
then the other candidate has an ad where she's like talking about how he's lying and he's going to cut the funding to the police. And then
Right.
it's like, surely one of them must like the police. And now they're just going
Yeah.
back and forth talking about how the other one hates the police more than them. It's really weird.
Ah, damn, dude. Yeah. And also like those sort of like attack type fucking commercials, like, you know what I mean? Like, if you already like affiliate or like identify one of the candidates, are you really gonna believe, you know what I mean? Like if you see a commercial like, oh, the candidate that you like lied about this shit and whatever, is that really
Yeah.
gonna change your mind, or are you just gonna be like, all right, they're just saying this shit, whatever?
Even from a neutral standpoint, I just understand that you can't trust anything that
Right,
is said in
right.
the
To begin
commercial.
with.
Yeah.
Yeah, to begin with, right? There's so much shit. I don't know that I've said this on the show. I might have, but like the reason, I don't want to sound like those assholes who are like, yeah, I'm not into politics, because whatever. When I said I'm not into politics, I think I said it when Alex was here. When I said I'm not into politics, I don't mean that I don't like to be informed and like make informed decisions or whatever. What I mean is like there's so much shit regarding politics that like we'll just never fucking know because it's just all like classified information that
Yeah.
I genuinely believe that I can't trust anyone. You know what I mean? Like there can be candidates that like identify with, and like some information that gets out there, like what their policies are and whatever, and like that's fine. But like I will never ever be able to trust anyone just because there's so much shit that happens behind curtains that I'll just never know, and no one will ever know. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like I just can't.
I get that.
So yeah, weird times. Weird
Yeah,
times.
that's pretty much it for me this week.
Did you catch up with Owen's meme?
Yeah, the one he sent just now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You want to describe it for our listeners?
it's a barn, and there's a small child standing in front of like a trolley, and he's looking at the trolley, and then behind him from one of the horse stables, one of the horses has its incredibly long neck, like to the maximum, and is kind of arcing over the child's head, and it's got its big teeth open as if it's about to chomp down like an apple. It's just gonna annihilate this kid and take his whole head off. It probably could. Horses are really quite
fucking
powerful.
strong. Yeah, right.
I
Damn.
think it's actually going for something in the background or just yelling, but it really looks like this kid is just about to die.
About to get like fucking mauled.
Yeah, by a horse.
Yeah, right.
Damn.
It's fucking funny. It's fucking funny.
Thank you,
You know
Owen.
what? Good meme, Owen. If you're out there in the
Yeah, good meme.
shit, man, good fucking meme, dude. I guess just other timely news. You know, have I told you about Vila, my dad's team, favorite team from his
I know
hometown?
about the team exists. That's like it.
Yeah, they just beat Marathon like an hour
Oh, nice.
at Marathon Stadium 2-0. So
Well, good for
like
Vita.
And not only am I happy for my dad's team, but like I'm also happy that Marathon fucking lost 2-0 at their home stadium. You know, the second goal was fucking funny, man. Like the defender, there was like a ball coming in hot for the defender, and like there's a Vida's like forward was coming in to like pressure him. So like the dude just like kicked it further back towards the goalkeeper, but the goalkeeper was like out of position. So like he scored an own goal right from like really far away, and this is really stupid. And I just like when I just really am amused when Marathon get like fucked like that. You know what I mean? It makes me happy. So that's my soccer update of the week.
All right,
dude. If you were a food, what food would you be?
When people ask me this question, I never know. And maybe you just answer it the way you think of first, but I never know if they mean what like characteristics do you think you embody, or what would you like to be if you could pick? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you can, dude. This is an open-ended question. You can interpret it in any way.
Yeah, I don't know, like a peanut plant.
Peanut plant?
Yeah.
Do people consume the plant?
No, but I don't want to just die.
Well, I guess that's fucked up for me, because I was gonna say egg, but then I can just say like hen, and people eat hens. So
just get annihilated.
Right. All right, good answer. Good answer. What have we learned today, dog?
I guess I learned a little bit more about the Switch Direct, which I definitely don't keep up with ever, honestly. And I learned about like the political climate of your elections. It's not like that bad here. They don't have like pokey raps of the electoral
it's
people.
Fucking awful, man. Yeah. It's fucking awful. I'll when there's commercials, I'll make sure to like send them to you, or like play the jingles on the show. I'd be
interested
or whatever.
To hear one.
Yeah. No, that's actually a good topic. Yeah, I'll make sure to
all right. Yeah.
Share something.
What about you?
I think I learned about the big Zeta storm coming along, and how whatever body is in charge of naming the storms have run out of letters to name the storms.
Yeah. Like I don't know, the World Weather Association, is that a thing? I don't even know.
It sounds made up for some reason, but like sure.
It does sound made up. Who names
the World Weather Association?
Names the hurricane. Maybe it's just by country.
Maybe it's just Cam.
Oh, the World Meteorological Organization. Is that how you say that? Meteorological.
Okay, yeah. You got it. It sounded like nothing when you were starting to say it, but yeah.
Apparently there's a WMO.
I was just going to say maybe it's just Cam in charge of it.
Nah, he would pick more interesting names.
Well, shit, dude. Yeah, thank you for your time. Thank you for your efforts in like keeping up with the show and like editing and all that shit, man. I appreciate it, dude.
Yeah, good job managing social media. Don't check it, so I have no idea if you're actually doing a good job.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
I'll just take your word for it.
Yeah, slowly making it grow, man. Slowly making it grow.
That's good.
Yeah, and I guess thank you all the listeners that we have. If you're out there and if you've been following this journey with us for like a year, damn, we appreciate it, man.
It's definitely an oversaturated market of like, there's just so many things you could listen to. So it is nice when someone listens to something in particular, like that makes that decision.
Yeah, of course. We wholeheartedly appreciate it. I know Matthew does. Even though Matthew might be, conspiring to like kill you. I know he deep down doesn't.
Maybe it depends who it is. Listening, I guess it could be the case. I won't deny
it. Cool. All right. Yeah, dude. Thank you for your time, man.
Yeah, I'll see you later.
I'll see you whenever we play Rocket League again.
Yeah.
All right, dog. Peace.